Alright guys, so in the previous video, last time on Full Stack JavaScript, we uploaded images to our posts and we also replaced the default text content area with a rich text editor. So we're done with that stuff. What we need to do now is find out if in our API, when we uploaded the images, if it also created a small image of each one. I don't think it did. A huge one, another huge one, another huge one. Alright, so what it was supposed to do, if you guys recall, is when it uploads the file, oh wait, oh yeah, okay, it did write, okay, so we've got thumbnails, see? I thought I had written them as SM dash and then the file, but it got written to 100 because we were resizing it to 100. And actually, when we resize, let's go 200 by 200, and by setting this to a square, it will create a 4 by 4 aspect ratio image, and it will center crop it to fit. So let's do that. For now, let's go ahead and create our blog page. And so we can close add post. We're done there. Let's look at how do we set this up? Under page wrapper. Okay, so it's going to be in app.js. Where do we have our posts or our pages? All right. So what we'll do is we will create a route and this will be called blog. And we will embed our blog page. And then we're going to create another route here called blog/slug, and we will embed single there. Now we're going to import both of those things. So import, actually that's the admin pages. Up here, let's import blog from components, pages, blog, and then import single from components /pages /single. Now right now these two things do not exist, so it will fail. Let's go ahead and create them. Blog.js and single.js. Now in blog.js, let's get this set up. So import React and component from React. Let's import connect from React Redux. Let's import with router and link as router link from React router DOM. And then we're going to say class blog extends component. We are going to put our necessary render method with a return value of h1 blog/h1. Going to create const map state to props And I can't recall if in this project we were using the arrow functions to return objects. One sec. Just to keep up consistency here. Okay, so basically what these brackets mean is return. So if I wrote it without these just as the object, I would then return and then another object inside there. So that's just quicker. And const map dispatch to props. Going to have that. And then we're going to export default, connect, map state to props, and map dispatch to props. And then we are going to connect with router and then blog. There we go. So by default, this will load as such. So we need to do something about that header area. What did we do in about? Let's just copy this header right here and go to blog, and then there we go, header, and let's just put this header element right in here. And then blog, read all of our stories. Then the image, we'll just use the same one from the about page for right now. There we go, let's let it refresh, and there's our blog. Now, as soon as we mount this, so on component did mount, we're going to need to get posts, and we're only going to get 10 at a time. So in our map dispatch to props, let's create get posts, which is going to take a skip parameter, and I'll show you guys why in a moment. And then we'll dispatch. Do we have front-end actions yet? No, okay. So in configure store, we have a root reducer right here. Let's import site from site reducer, and then add site into the combine reducers. Let's actually go ahead and create a new file called sitereducer.js. And just like the auth reducer, we're going to set a default state. And we are going to create a component called site. And we're going to say switch action.type default is going to be return state. Let's go ahead and set that. And let's create site actions. So first, like in our other actions file, we need to import the API. So I'm going to copy that import statement from admin actions.js. I'm going to copy it into site actions. And then we're going to export const get posts, which is going to have a skip parameter. And we're going to return dispatch. We're going to call api.getSitePosts. With skip, and the result we will dispatch, type is going to be got site posts, and then payload is going to be res.data, and skip is going to be skip, and you'll see why we need this in one moment. Now in our API we already have a function to get posts. We need it a little bit different, so we're going to create one called get site posts. We're just going to copy it, and we're going to pass it a skip parameter, and we're going to pass that in as params filter. We're going to say skip is going to be skip. This is the number that we're going to skip, and we're going to limit to 10 posts per item. Now in our blog, let's go ahead and import site actions. So import all as site actions from store actions site actions, and then when get posts is called, we're going to dispatch site actions get posts. We're going to send the skip parameter, and then when component did mount, we're going to say this.props.get posts, we're going to skip 0. See? And then this will proceed to get the posts, and then in the site reducer we're going to say case got site posts. We're going to return ... state, and then posts is going to be if action.payload.skip, which means if we already have posts in there, then we're going to say state.posts.concat action.payload, and actually this isn't action payload.skip, this is just action.skip. So if the first request comes through, this is going to evaluate to false because skip is going to be 0. So we're just going to set to action payload. Actually, this should work. Yes. All right. Save. And then in blog, let's map state to props. Site is going to be state.site. There we go. Site reducer does not contain export. Site reducer export default site. There we go.